Hey guys, Subsist68 here on Metal Couch, and today I'm going to be reviewing Septic Flesh's new album, The Great Mass. Now this album was supposed to come out in the United States April 29th, and it was delayed for 2 weeks. And then when I went to check my mail Tuesday, May 3rd, when it was supposed to come out, I get an email instead from Amazon that said, "Oh, by the way, you're not going to get your CD today because it's on back order already." So that just kind of gives you a hint of how much this. I guess I don't know whether or not it's that they didn't print enough of the album or the album has already sold out. So if you're planning on buying this, you're going to have to wait. I think it's like another 2 weeks if you want to pick it up. Anyway, The Great Mass is a follow-up to their 2008 album Communion, which was a bit of a comeback for them. They got their band back together, and after looking back at their catalog, I think that Communion is one of the best albums that they had released. And now I think my opinion has changed with the release of The Great Mass, which, in my opinion, is the best work that they have done to date. So, track listing, you have the Vampire from Nazareth, A Great Mass of Death, Pyramid God, Five-Pointed Star, Oceans of Grey, The Undead Keep Dreaming, Rising, Apocalypse, Mad Architect, and Therianthropy. And this also includes a bonus DVD, but I'll get into that later. Now, this is the limited edition digipack. If you can see, reflecting off the light here, it's really shiny. It's holographic. It's nice. This is what a limited edition should look like. You look inside and you have this beautiful artwork which is done by their bassist. The artwork for this album is it's unlike anything I've ever seen. Put it to you that way. So inside you've got your booklet, which the front of the booklet has Jesus on the cross with guts hanging out, and it's shiny, of course. And you look inside, you got your lyrics, you've got artwork. The artwork for this album is, I think there's so much that they did in terms of the artwork that they released an extremely limited edition, even more limited than this, which includes an art book, and it's a 3-disc set. But at $120, I think that's a lot for a 3-disc set in a book. So I passed up on that, but now I'm kind of regretting passing up on that because the 3rd disc that they include is it has all of the orchestral pieces by themselves that they used for this album. So all the artwork is done by, let me find his name here. The artwork is done by Seth Anton, who is also the bassist of the band, and he does all the death growls and stuff like that, all the growling vocals in the band. I find Septic Flesh to be unique because they're a mix between death metal and symphonic metal. You can't classify them as one or the other. They're a hybrid in terms of the fact that they compose the orchestral pieces first and then put guitars, bass, and drums over it. Most bands, what they do is that they record all of their parts and they put orchestras over them as kind of like a last-minute thing. So I find that to be a bit unique, and it works very well on this album. As I said before, this is probably the best album that they have released, and I was just blown away at the fact that orchestras are present in almost 100% of these songs, and they are a driving force. They are a primary, it's almost like as if the orchestra is a 5th member of the band, and if that 5th member was playing an instrument, it is the driving instrument. It is the main thing. The guitars, bass, and drums are merely an accent. So, inside your book, yeah, but in the booklet, you got your lyrics, some great artwork by Seth Anton, the bassist, and I would like to point out about this, because this is considered a digipack. I would like to point out that this is how you create a digipack. You've got it looks nice. It has a place to keep the booklet. It's underneath here, and the discs are I forgot to put that back in, but they stay in there. So, unlike Children of Bodom over here, who just like to have everything hanging out and don't know how to make a digipack at all, Septic Flesh have corrected that. So I guess going into the songs, this is an album that when you first listen to it, you listen to it all the way through. You don't pick out tracks and try to listen to them individually. You listen to it from start to finish. Uh, in terms of strong tracks, I believe all of them are very strong tracks. They're all unique, and they all fit into place perfectly. They all have their place. They are at different paces, and they're radically different. Um, the Undead Keep Dreaming is a track that is extremely. It's not fast paced and in your face and has that kind of destructive sound behind it. It's this really I guess you could say slow, kind of very slow moving. Um, that's really the only way I can describe it. But it's a unique sounding. And then you've later on in the album, however, the thing that bothered me at first, but then I'm still okay with it. But later on in the album, especially on songs like Rising and Therianthropy, they kind of ditched the orchestra and went back to a kind of a keyboard synth, which at first I was turned off by that because if you've got an entire orchestra at your disposal, why not use them? Then I tried to think, well, with these songs, you can't really fit an orchestra in here because it doesn't fit. So at first I was a bit turned off about the keyboard use in this album because they had an orchestra at their disposal, but now it makes sense. In regards to the bonus DVD has about an hour of content, which is nice. It's nice to see something like that on a bonus DVD, whereas Children of Bodom over here had a couple of live songs that nobody cares about, and music video from one of the new songs on their album, and an advertisement for Alexi Laiho's guitar DVDs. Other than that, not really much content. It's nice to see that a bonus DVD has over an hour of content. Also, a very interesting point to make out about that DVD is that you're able to play the entire album in 5.1 Dolby Digital surround sound, and it sounds amazing. I kind of wish there was a way for me to rip that, but I'll find a way. So, other than that, I think that's about all there is for the bonus DVD. Some of my favorite tracks off of the album would be the opening track, The Vampire from Nazareth, Pyramid God, Oceans of Grey, Rising, and Therianthropy, which is really the whole album's great. I love the entire album as a whole, and this album left me wanting more. I just want more from this band. I wish they would put out an album next week. That's how much I love this. And this album is quickly going to be a candidate for Album of the Year 2011 in my eyes. This is a front runner, and as of right now, it's the only thing worthy of the title of Album of the Year. So, you got about a runtime for the album of about 80 minutes. I'm going to give The Great Mass a perfect 10 out of 10. This album is great from start to finish. The orchestras are perfect. Guitar work, drums. The drums in this album are insane. Content is a plus. The digipack is well constructed. So, a 10 out of 10. So I'm going to leave you guys with, let's see here. I will leave you guys with an excerpt from Oceans of Grey. So this is Subsist 68 here on Metal Couch, signing off.